See, in a general sense, I have been interested in movement of man across the globe, because we know that there was large-scale movement of people over the centuries. And this is a subject which has been of interest to me, and it figured prominently in my readings. And then I'm also interested in the contacts between different cultures of the past. You know, there is a civilizational activity going on in the Indian subcontinent. At the same time, similar activities are going on outside the subcontinent, maybe in the Middle East. And I presume, and I suppose scholars agree, that civilizational activities which were going on in different parts were in touch with each other. Now, people in India, if they were in an active period at that time, their interest would involve what was happening in the Middle East. And similarly, they themselves will be interested in our activity. Now, I was in Rome for a short period on an assignment. When I heard that a team from a university in Rome was going to the Middle East to study the place of the biblical Abraham. And I was interested in that. And when they came back, I talked to the man, the professor who led the team, and I was asking him about it. And he had a lot of information to give about links between Europe and Abraham's place. That is the biblical city of Ur. And that was some interest to me. But I asked him, what did you find about Ur's links with places to the east, particularly India? The answer shocked me. The professor said, we didn't find anything. Yeah. We didn't find anything. And then when I was talking to him, I found out that he had a very little idea of our past, India's past civilization. So, even if there was any information available, I thought he wouldn't have been able to understand it, because he was not equipped for that. So that's the kind of problem, I think, very often limits our ability to study a past period. Because unless we have some knowledge of the past of our period, we will not be able to. That's very obvious that people were not originating all over the globe. All scientific and even non-scientific theories speak of a commonality of man and of movement across the globe. So that is one thing which will help us to understand the past more fully. And I give so much importance to understanding the past and understanding the possible, or why possible, understanding the certainty of a common origin of mankind. Because only when that idea sinks into a man, he will be able to fully appreciate the quality of man. That we all sprang from the same. When we study a poem, we get more information about other people, because people who were dealing with this poem. When you take any inland stranger, you can't be too sure of their contacts. And those contacts would not be widespread. Whereas the poets were having very live, continuous contacts with outside world. So it's very important, the study of poetry. See, in Tamil Nadu, there was continuity. From the Sangam period to the modern period, we can see a continuous stream of activity. Whereas so far as Kerala is concerned, there was a distinct break, which I think we can put as, say, in the period 8th century to 12th century period. And then we move along and the route also. So that's where we pass ways, so to say. Actually, Sangam literature speaks of caste. People belong to different castes are there. But there was no rigid caste system. And another thing is, for instance, in the Tamil, the priests in the places of worship were not Brahmins. Now, Brahmins were there. The Sangam literature mentions the existence of people followers of the Vedas.
Yeah, there were
But
nominal or minimum.
a small number of people were there. So they were not the priests. The priests in temples in the Sangam period were people who are now classified as OBC. And there may be temples which are run by people who are now classified as ladies. There was no the idea of a Kshatriya caste which rose was brought by the Vedic community. But even they did not follow that very rigid. Yes. Anyone who created a power base for himself would always find a Brahmin, a Vedic priest, to consecrate him a Kshatriya. So there was, even in Kerala we have evidence of that. The rulers of Tamil were artificially, classified as Kshatriya. And then they put them through a ceremony, what they call Hiranyagarbha something, in which they were supposed to be converted into Kshatriya. So the Vedic community, they devised ways to get over many of these problems. That is, once they divided the society into these four groups, and there were not enough people to perform the functions of any group, they were created. Now in some places, there were not enough Brahmins. So, a whole community was made into Brahmin. Now, the tradition of the governance of Brahmin is that was how they became Brahmin. In their stories, it is attributed to Prasad. Prasad made the Brahmin. But the past is, they were fishermen living on the banks of the Saraswati River. And the gods also Brahmins all over now. Were people who were Brahminized nature. See, the whole problem with regard to caste is, I said, it is mentioned in the Sangam Age. But there is no caste division. There is no rigid caste system. The problem arises when the castes are arranged hierarchically. That's, in fact, I personally think the real bad aspect of caste is this. That is, there is mention of caste in the Sangam literature, but nothing is indicate that there is a higher caste and a lower caste. But later, it became, I think, actually biblical Vedic communities influence among our society. This becomes very rigid. That is where the problem, I think, lies. I have recollections of, of seeing what were known as Sudipalikulam. A old man is the teacher, and a lot of youngsters of the kids of the area gather, and he gives them class. One or two of them were still there in the small town of what is now a small town of Paru, near Korea, where I spent the early childhood. So far as I know, in that area there was no thing at that time. But there was a lot of homogeneity in the society at that time. Because, there was a predominant presence of, say, the Idaba community. So, they are able to, face the caste system and resist it to a great extent. Because if it comes to physical combat, they could deal with the other side. So there was not much problem. At least that's what the case in my childhood in that place. See, one thing is, in a social system where they are denied education, they are denied access to various means of livelihood and all that. There, this is relevant, this inquiry becomes very relevant. In the stage of Travancore, there were restrictions imposed by the Maharaja on what occupations people can do. So this is the traditional occupation of this community. You are soil the chapels, you are engaged in activities related to soil. All this changed over a period through royal proclamation. There are laws of the Maharaja of Tamil issued proclamation saying members of this community can do trade. They can set up textile shops. That kind of thing. The textile shop business happened only in the early parts of last century. Now take Sri Krishna. That name is a Sanskritized name.
Yeah.
It's not a name which comes from any Prakrit language. In the place where Sri Krishna was supposed to have been born, and in most other parts of this country, we still use the pre-Sanskrit name of Krishna, which is Kannan, or in the north, Kannaya. So obviously that is a hero or a god who emerged in the pre-Adi period. And the people at the bottom still use those names, the original names, whereas the Brahmin priesthood converted him into a Hindu god, which would be the Dashavatara, and they gave the Sanskritized name Krishna. That is one, I personally think the early Malayalam papers, newspapers, contributed to that. You see, early people who were into it were educated people. Educated at that time meant educated in Sanskrit. So their language was highly Sanskritized. Even today, the Malayalam newspaper language is very Sanskritized. This happened in Meghalaya, in England, for instance. Very kind of highfalutin language was used by newspapers. In the last century, newspapers realized that no, we must write simple language so that everybody can read the paper and understand it. So they avoided the nationalist words and things like that. And in a sense, rescued English for the ordinary people. So in Malayalam, I don't think it is necessary to do any such thing now, because the general run of Malayalis have already internalized the Sanskritized Malayalam we are talking. So we don't need to simplify. This must be the consequence of the Brahminization process, which was more going down in Kerala than it did in Tamil Nadu. The Brahmins came in the Tamil here also. But they couldn't influence Tamil life as much as they could influence Malayali life. In my case, I think two factors were important. I am emerging into the wider world after finishing my education. It's a very important stage in the development of both my state of Tamil and of India. in the Islamic world, we have the fight against the caste system and all that, the continuation of what we will call the movements of Senaya and the Yaga and all that were completely. And then the fight against the British in the country as a whole, that was coming to the conclusion. So I look upon myself as belonging to a generation which is at this crossroad of evolution of our society. We have this thing, and one thing which takes a man like a person like a youngster like me, also the Kerala context, is the realization that with the British withdrawal and the enjoying the freedom, now we are part of a big country. Until then, we are meant to believe that we are part of the state of Tamil. As a school student, every year on the Maharaja's birthday, we were made to march in the small town of Paru, from our school to the beach and back, on the birthday of the Maharaja, shouting, "Hip hip, hooray for the Maharaja." And in the Tamil history book which we had to learn in school, when Anbu was pictured as a renegade, a man who revolted against the Maharaja, and he was a hostile character in our thinking. And I had a big shock when I saw clandestinely circulated copies of Subhash Bose's speech from Singapore launching the identity campaign, in which he refers to people who had fought the British before him. He says Rani Lakshmibai, he says Chandra Chopri, then he says, where is some drama of Tamil? It was a big shock to me. Where is the drama? I said, freedom fighter? Whereas we were taught that he was the man who revolted against Maharaja's regime. So this kind of problems we went through in the process of growing up and understanding what was going on before our time. You see, I think one basic problem with us is we have to do things for our children to understand the common origin of mankind, Homo sapiens. That has got to be removed. Only then can a person living in our society actually accept the principle of equality. Because various other things are teaching us that you were created unequal, that you are on a higher level because of something you did in the previous life, and you are at the bottom today because of something bad you did in your previous life. So all kinds of stupidity. So that's answer to your question. You know, what is my interest in all this? Yeah. My interest in all this is to reinforce the fact and make it known to everybody, especially to children as they grow up, that we were all really equal to begin with, also something. And then when you will go into our various things, the religious text, the Bible. It says God created everybody equal. So all the religions also start by saying God created everybody. All are equal, therefore. All are better than system. But there are various other forces working in society
Of course, yeah. Market and-
which counters them.
Yeah.
The other thing is to also which needs to be the same. You see, we have to start looking at the past without rancor, without hatred, without any kind of ill feeling, and recognize that at one time the entire subcontinent was peopled by the Dravidian people. I recently read somewhere, I don't remember now where, this thing about the assessment of Dravidian. They were among the gentlest and most peaceable people. Some European or English author,
Okay.
he said that Jamaica were the most peaceful people. Because I personally consider these things very fundamental. That people should realize that regardless of where they are today, they are part of a common story. And that is the thing which should be, widely publicized to strengthen the idea of unity of mankind. എനിക്ക് അതിനെക്കുറിച്ച് ഇതൊക്കെ നമ്മളൊക്കെ പറയും മനുഷ്യൻ്റെ ഇത് his capability and he is able to do things which others can't, others maybe can't and so on. But at the same time, there is another aspect to it that makes us think that we are so superior, that we can do anything, that we are the masters of the world. So they sometimes tell people the words of Nalapad in fundamental. I think അനന്തവറ്റാതെ വളർന്നീയം ഈ ലോകഗോളം തിരിയുന്ന മാർഗം അതിങ്ങനെ ഏകാന്തോദയത്തിരുന്ന് നോക്കുന്ന മസ്തിൽ കഥ എന്ത് കാട്ടും